This is a matchup we have been waiting for. Two elite wide receivers. They bring a great skill set and swagger, hoping to use this showcase to show they are the top receiver in the country. Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and LSU's Death Valley, home of the Bayou Bengals. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, against the 18th ranked team, the LSU Tigers. On EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here with Kirk Rumstreet. Let's get this thing underway. The Aggies will kick this deep to get us going. And he takes this from inside the 5. Coverage team flying down there. Good job. They limit the return. Not much there. So the LSU Tigers offense comes on the field first today.
Well, Kirk, you can just feel the emotion, the intensity of this rivalry game right now.
Well, one thing we know is you work year-round for a rivalry game, and now it's right before your eyes. Let's see how these guys play today.
Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. He's got it in the open. It's a solid gain, moves the ball out to the 28.
Chris, is it possible to be DBU and wide receiver U at the same time? I think the LSU fans think it's possible. They always seem to have great defensive backs, and they always have pass catchers that just show up and show out week after week, year after year.
Takes the handoff. It's Durham. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Makes the grab. It's Anderson. And he's brought down, but it's a first down. Spotted near the 41.
Quarterback sees that this defense is dropping way back in zone coverage, so he does the right thing. Gets it underneath to that drag route and picks up a first down.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Grab down the middle. It's sharp. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
Quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Boy, great job by this defense on this second down run. Just stonewalled him at the line of scrimmage. Now they get a chance to really pressure the quarterback here, try to get off the field.
Challenging spot for the offense. It's 3rd down and long from the 45. Dropping back. It's Nussmeier. Makes the catch. It's Hill. They make the stop at the 47. That's enough for a first down.
That's exactly what you want to see here from this offense. A big 3rd down conversion. Offensive line did their job, giving a quarterback enough time. Great read, good execution, throws the ball accurately. And now you got some momentum going here on this opening drive.
This is the 6th play on the drive. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Tries the right with a quick throw. Makes the catch downfield. Tackle is finally made down at the 11-yard line.
I would argue he's one of the more talented quarterbacks that we've seen the entire year covering college football. He can throw the deep ball. He can throw that touch pass and that intermediate throw. He can also show you he can make plays by buying time with his legs. Guy is the total package, and he's making his defense pay right now.
First down. Looking to throw the football. It's a quick grab. Tackle after the catch, but the ball moves to the 4-yard line.
Well, defense didn't have any time at all to get pressure on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands pretty quickly on the hitch to the receiver.
So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Takes the handoff. It's Durham. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
And they convert here on third down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play, touchdown or field goal. Running play called on third and short. So the coach will decide to settle for 3 points here. Out comes the field goal unit. They'll set up on the left hash mark, so something of a tricky angle. And it sails right through the middle of the uprights. Solid kick. It breaks the scoreless tie here, makes it 3-0.
Chris, they get the 3 points, but looking back at it, 4th and inches. Pretty conservative call there. I really thought they would have gone for it.
Away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Aggies offense gets their first crack now. They will go up against a secondary, Kirk, that talks about the no-fly zone. These guys are confident in their ability to just lock down wide receivers and take away the opponent's passing.
Seems like every year in college football, there's secondaries around the country that want to brag that they have the best group of defensive backs. I think this defense and this secondary specifically has a very strong case with what they have to work with. The question I have is, how would the offense consistently move the ball against this group today?
It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Tailback with another carry. Powers through. Brought down after a solid run by the senior.
Boy, when this back has room to run, he really can hurt you with his speed and the ability to accelerate upfield to pick up a first down. Think about A&M backs over the years. They have been spoiled. Some great backs, most recently, Devon A-Chain and Isaiah Spiller. But even going back, people forget Dante Hall when he wore that Texas A&M unit.
Back to throw. It's Reed. He's running out of time here. Oh, the pass rush gets home.
Good pressure here by this defense, but it felt like the quarterback held on to the ball a little bit too long to come up with that sack for the D.
Second and long for this offense after the sack. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. That one falls incomplete, looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Contact as he let the ball go. Incomplete for a third straight play.
But the defense picks the right time to get after this quarterback. Third down, critical down and distance. Do a good job of dialing things up and good coverage downfield. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
And the Aggies will have to kick this away. This will be the first punt tonight for this offense. We'll see if he can make a play on this return. And the coverage team makes the stop on this return. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. The last possession, they moved it, but settled for a chip shot. So sort of an unsatisfying result. Looking to do more here. The game's 9, so it's 2nd and 1.
We see this all over the country now in college football. Defensive backs staying back a little bit deeper, forcing the quarterback to have to throw things in front. I like the decision here by the quarterback because he gets positive yards. It's a good way of staying ahead of the chains.
Important second down play coming up. Play action fake, looking to throw. And he's looking to make a big play downfield. The catch is made for a huge pickup. They make the tackle, but not before he gets all the way to the 30.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. Let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
First down and 10 now. And they'll give it to the back. Run it up the middle, but stuffed for no gain.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
He's got a man down the middle. Good enough for first down yardage.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. Looking for some space. It's Durham. They pick up 4, so second down and 6 coming up. Scanning the field. It's Nussmeier. Running back has it on the screen now. Brought down at the 5 after the completion. Defense getting pushed back.
And the defense is getting pressure on the quarterback. They got a little bit fooled here by the screenplay. Nice positive gain for the offense.
Here we go. Third down, close to the goal line. They can still get a first down without scoring. Try and muscle for the first down. Enough for a first and goal now at the 3.
Well, that's mano-a-mano right there. Offensive line knowing exactly their assignment, getting a hat on a hat, and that back threw just exactly where he needed to go to extend this drive. That's a first down.
The offense knocking on the door with a first and goal. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. And he's got it. Touchdown, LSU.
Chris, this is a great play by the receiver coming up with his touchdown. But let's go back to the beginning of this play. Give the quarterback a lot of credit. He got the ball out of his hands quickly to get that receiver the football to give him a chance to put the touchdown on the board.
Extra point try coming now. The extra point is good. They stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. So no return here. He takes it in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Off the play fake on first down. Bringing pressure. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Boy, a great throw here by the quarterback and a big gain here for Texas A&M's offense. A great route by the wide receiver and the ability to go up and make a play. Boy, they've had some great ones over the years.
Gain moves the ball to the 40. It'll be a first down. They're going to run it. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill curve.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
Dropping back, it's Reed. The receiver grabs it. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch.
Well, they don't pick up the first down here, but if you can use the quick passing game to stay ahead of the chains, it definitely helps your offense. And if that defense starts to creep up and take that away, that's when you can take a shot downfield.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Grab behind the line. It's Moss. The defense able to bring him down to wrap up the first period of play. It's LSU on top as we take a break for the quarter. As we reach the end of one, the lead is starting to mount. Let's take a quick look at the first quarter stats before we move on. We'll see if this game gets out of hand before halftime, the crucial second quarter beginning right now. So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. He's going to hand this off. Fighting off the defender. That's a nice tackle there by the senior. Well, Kirk, you played in rivalry games. No shortage of inspiration, but how do you manage the emotion of it all?
Well, I think you need great leadership from the team. Sometimes teams don't handle the emotions of it, and the game can get sideways on you. The teams that play the best in rivalry games are the teams that have the best leaders to keep them focused on the task at hand.
Zero running up, stop right at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, Chris, you have to admire this offense. They continue to try to sprinkle in the run game, even though it's not been able to really get established. But they're not just becoming one-dimensional. You got to respect that, and hopefully at some point it'll pay off.
Dropping back, we're going to throw for the first down. With the catch, it's Concepcion. The defense stops him just short of the marker. That'll bring up fourth down. So here on fourth down, out comes the field goal team. They will trust the kicker here from 55 yards out. Let's see if he can get it there. And he's got it from 55 yards away and never in doubt.
Boy, this guy had plenty of leg here, too. Chris, you remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking. Move right down the field for a touchdown. Caught over the middle. It's Anderson. Tackle made after a solid gain. Will spot the ball to 31. That'll put him over 150 yards today. Kirk, he is putting on a show on this big stage.
How great is this? On this stage, as you mentioned, Chris, just playing his best game. He's been in sync with his receivers. Back there, has time to throw. Just having a dream performance.
Back to throw. It's Nussmeier. He finds his man. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Well, it's a game of matchups. Always has been and it always will be, especially on the perimeter. And the quarterback believes his guy is better than their guy.
That completion makes it second and medium. Offense looking to throw the ball. Fires it to the wideout. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
After the incompletion, they'll line up now for a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a 4th down.
And I was hoping he'd be able to hold on to that football. That would have been a big play there on 3rd down. Now a big decision coming up here on 4th.
And the punt team makes its way onto the field. Returner brought down by the coverage team. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. They got points on the board last time thanks to a long-range field goal. Looking for the wideout. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down.
Well, you could tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice gain.
Big chunk gain on the first play of the drive sets him up near midfield in 1st and 10. Handoff to the back. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
This defense continues to just be physical at the line of scrimmage. Offense can't do anything on the ground, and by doing that, this defense is allowing their defensive front to get pressure on the quarterback. Every time they drop back to throw, they become a one-dimensional offense.
To the air, it's Reed. It's a short completion to the big tight end. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
Important 3rd down play coming up after that completion. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Quick throw to the left side. The tight end's got it on the quarter route. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
What a clutch play here by this offense to convert on 3rd down. I know it's still early in this game, but the fact that they've dug themselves a hole to convert there and keep this drive alive, they got a new set of downs and a chance to dig into this lead.
Looks right for a quick completion. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I love the call here with the wide receiver screen. Where's he going to go? The blockers do not do their job and open up any running lanes at all.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Looking to chuck it again. Fires it to the wideout. Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
Well, it's a great catch near the sideline and does a good job of getting that foot down to secure the catch.
The offense finally producing here. Sets up a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Breaks the tackle to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
Coming to the line on 2nd down, this is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. He'll hand it off. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain. This is crucial. Defense needing a stop on 3rd down, trying to force a field goal. To bootleg here. Swarmed by the pass rush. A sack.
Chris, that is textbook by this defense in man-to-man coverage. Nowhere to go for this quarterback. He's looking around everywhere to find an open man. By the time he figures it out, it's a sack for the defense.
The decision is not to go for it on 4th down. Here comes the field goal team. He connected with his first attempt. This one is from 37 yards out. And it's good right down the middle.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. He'll return it from inside the 5. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. They had to punt the ball last time. Now they're looking to add points, build on this lead. It's a solid game. Moves the ball out to the 28.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Looking to throw. It's Nussmeier. Grab down the middle. It's Durham. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
That's what I love about this guy. He has the ability to sneak out of the backfield. The quarterback's able to find him open, checks it down for a nice gain.
That completion makes it second and medium. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. He was a load to bring down. Finally, a strong tackle by the cornerback gets him.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
Offense breaks the huddle and gets set. It's third down. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Nice grab. It's Anderson. And he's tackled just short of that first down marker. Good job by the defense.
Well, they're going to come up short of the sticks here, and we got a tough decision at this point in the football game for the head coach. What will they do now on fourth down?
They bring the punter onto the field now. And he'll kick it away now for the second time. Coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. So the first play of the drive coming up here, under 3 minutes to play before half. On first and 10, looking to throw. The pass rush closing in. Oh, down he goes. It's a sack.
Well, LSU for years has played a one-gap defense that loves to pin their ears and get upfield. It's a risky defense, and it requires great athleticism on the defensive line, something that they've had forever. Great sack here to keep that tradition alive. But you think back over the years, Booger McFarland and Marcus Spears and Glenn Dorsey and off the edge, Kiki Mingo. Just so many great LSU defensive linemen that can get after that quarterback.
It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Let's see if the offense can take the lead before the break. Pass protection, a serious issue. Another sack makes it second and long. To throw, it's Reed. Catch hauled in here over the middle. He's stuck just short of that first down marker, inches away from him.
Well, the quarterback has just too much time against this zone. There's not enough pressure. It's allowing him to sit back and pick apart this zone defense.
Offense gets set up here. It's third down. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. It's an out route. The catch made. Takes it out to the 44. That's good for a first down.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
They get him down pretty quickly, but it's a solid gain in that short throw.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated, to get the ball in his hands, you do it.
Second down after that previous play. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. The sure hands, it's Moss. And they wrap him up, but the gain is good enough for a first down. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the second quarter. Texas A&M getting set with a first and 10 now. And he'll set up to throw. He lets it go. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. And the offense will call a timeout. That's their second of the half.
Boy, it's one of the things I love about this running back. It's not just this defense trying to defend him running the football. As you can see here early in this game, trying to get him involved in the passing game. Great call.
Off the play fake, looking to throw. He fires downfield. Catch is made down the middle. They bring him down to the 16, but they move the football into the red zone. First down.
Well, this is why running the football is so important. You run the ball, and then you go play action. It affects the eyes of the safeties and the linebackers and frees up some space for the tight end to be able to pick up a nice gain.
Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. And it's picked off in the end zone.
The offense here, Chris, getting aggressive inside the red zone on 1st and 10. They take a shot near the goal line, and the defense does a great job of stepping in front of that for the interception.
So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here, less than 30 seconds before halftime. Looking to pass, it's Nussmeier. Grabbed by the receiver. And a nice first down gain there. They get him down, but very close to the first down marker. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And they'll kick it off to begin the second half. And the kickoff will be a return. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. They had the break to make some adjustments. Let's see if they can get something going here to start the third quarter. They bring him down, but a solid gain there on first down. Looks to be just inches short of the marker.
Boy, positive yards there on 1st and 10. Good job up front by that offensive line. Good hard running by this running back. And now you've got a lot of options. That playbook could really open up on 2nd and inches.
Here's the second down play. Takes the handoff again. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from the first down.
Boy, the interior of that defensive line holds the point and allows the rest of the defense to rally to the football to bring up this third down.
So a very makeable third down for this offense from the 26-yard line. They try to sneak it for the first. Looks like Texas A&M will have the first down.
Good call here by the offensive coordinator. Go with quarterback sneak here on 3rd and inches, and he's going to get the first down. It's a great time to catch the defense off guard. Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, get the lineman down, quarterback under the center, quick snap, and get the yardage you need for the first down.
First down here for this offense. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Lets it go quickly. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived at the same time as the football. And now it's second down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
The completion makes it second down. Back to pass. It's Reed. That ball snagged for a completion.
One thing we know for sure, I don't know as a play caller, you can make that call without a quarterback who can throw it with a big arm. He put that on a rope.
Crucial third down play after that completion. Gibby keeps it himself.
That's a good effort, but just not enough for the first down. I think, Chris, the defense had an idea that this play was coming. You could see him pinch to the inside to prevent the quarterback from breaking past the line to gain.
The Aggies will line up to punt it away. They're going to kick it away for the second time. Returner tackle right there. That's where they'll start the drive. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field.
opening play of the drive, he looks right for a completion.
Boy, this receiver in the slot is giving this defense all kinds of problems. He has another catch on the day. You may want to adjust that, get out of your base, maybe try 5 or 6 defensive backs on the field, somebody that can match up more athletically against this slot receiver.
Offense getting set. It's second down. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. He lets it rip. Catch made. A lot of space now. They make the tackle, but not before he reaches the 37.
Chris, that's just perfect execution here by the offense. Quarterback does a nice job getting back, putting the ball out where the receiver can make a play on it. Nothing you can do as a defender.
So this offense is threatening now. Ball inside the 40 after that explosive play. Back to pass. It's Nussmeier. Snags it with throw. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. So the offense chooses to decline the pass interference penalty, and the result of that play will stand. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Able to fight for a decent gain here on that running play. LSU is now operating in the red zone. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Caught over the middle. It's Brown. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the first down.
Whew, that was pretty. The receiver broke down his defender on that curl against man-to-man coverage. That's how you win one-on-ones.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. He hands it off from the gun. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, LSU.
Boy, Chris, how about the blocking on this touchdown run? The effort and execution combined with the vision of the running back, everything just working in concert together.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there and booted away. Bringing it out, it's Owens. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. They came up empty in the last possession, forced to punt it away. And they begin to click now. Scanning the field. It's Reed. Quick throw to the left. Wide open downfield. Solid gain there. Moves the ball out to the 32. Line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. Gonna run it. It's Moss. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
Boy, how about this defense? Just so physical against the run. These guys have not been able to do anything on the ground, and it's because of that defensive line and those linebackers taking away the run game.
Now it's second down here. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
Chris, what a shot, right? Come to an LSU game and you see a defensive lineman overwhelm an offensive lineman and come up with a big sack. When was the last time you didn't see LSU have defensive linemen who can make life difficult for quarterbacks and offensive linemen? Because I can't. They always have big boys who are athletic to make life difficult in that backfield.
So here comes 3rd and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. third and very long, looking to throw. Scrambling and throwing it deep. That one falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up fourth down.
Oh, man, nearly a disastrous play there by the quarterback. Look at his facial expressions right now. He knows that he caught a break, trying to force the ball in there. He's going to have to make better decisions moving forward and work through his progressions to find his open man.
No, kick it away here. And here's the fair catch by the return man. And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. The last possession was a passing game clinic. They moved it right down for a touchdown. Can they keep it going? He'll just throw that one away to avoid what would have been a sack. Incomplete, so it's second down and 10. They're going to run it here. That one moves the ball across the 40. Now the offense facing a third and long from their own 41. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Quick throw to his receiver. Makes the grab with plenty of room to run. Brought down at the 18, and suddenly this offense is in the red zone.
Well, this quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a third down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust the quarterback to make a good decision, an accurate throw. He does it, you convert, and you keep working that clock.
After one enormous play, the offense is set up with a 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Grab down the middle. It's Anderson.
How about the arm strength from this quarterback? He really didn't have any other option than to put it right in there and give it everything that he had. Great timing and a good job of squeezing that in between the defenders.
So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. Quarterback keeps the football. Quarterback gets down to avoid the big hit.
Not exactly the outcome this offense was hoping for here on the option. I'll give them credit. They didn't lose anything, so it wasn't a negative play. But this kind of play's got to be able to hit big and get down the sidelines for big yards.
Crucial. Third down coming up in the red zone. Can they keep the drive going, or will they have to settle for 3? Off the play fake. Looking to pass it. Launching one to the end zone. And he makes the catch. Touchdown, Tigers.
Not necessarily something you would recommend, but when you know your talent, you know your talent. This quarterback does what you would not expect him to do, puts the ball into double coverage, and guess what? The receiver comes down with him for a touchdown.
And they'll set up for the PAT. The extra point makes the lead 18 now. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. Last drive stalled. We were forced to punt it away. Let's see what they can come up with this time. Quick completion to the tight end. Big man finally brought down by the cornerback. That was a tough assignment.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
To throw, it's Reed. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. And he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play.
Chris, it's so much fun to watch the athleticism at the wide receiver position nowadays. The ability to make plays on the outside is extraordinary. And they bring a certain toughness, too, that catches my eye.
3rd third down. The offense desperately needs a conversion here, trailing in the third quarter. He's looking to scramble. Trying to create outside the pocket, but they got him for a sack.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
And the Aggies will bring their punt team onto the field. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. And to begin the drive here, set up at the 30. Play action here on first down. Makes the throw across the middle of the field. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Chris, that's every quarterback's worst nightmare. A wide-open receiver streaking for a touchdown. You can throw a hook shot out there, let him get underneath it, and let him run to the end zone. What a missed opportunity.
And he's back to throw again after that incompletion on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Durham. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there. And that completion, Kirk, puts him over 300 yards passing today.
Yeah, anytime a quarterback has a day like this, really, it all has to come together with the offensive line play, the receivers running these great routes, and he's just in sync. He's kind of in that zone right now, and he'll be the first one to tell you how much his teammates have helped him out today.
That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Getting set. Here's second down. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. They get him down, but the game moves the ball to the 37.
How about that offensive line? That's just getting a hat on a hat, opening just enough room for the back to be able to get through there for a big gain.
And notice how the balance of this passing game's been on display here. A whole bunch of guys getting involved catching passes. That's tough to stop. So one final quarter to play. It's going to take a lot to turn this game around, but strange things do happen in college football. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Gets the first and still running. They bring him down at the 18. The offense set up in the red zone with a first down.
You're starting to see this defense, I think, wear down now that we're in the fourth quarter. It's been a tough day for them, and the offense is taking advantage of it. A lot of positive plays. Good job of eating as much clock as they can here on this drive in the fourth quarter.
Trying to run it. It's Durham. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Grab behind the line. It's Anderson. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Boy, these receiver screens, if run correctly, can be a big play with a convoy of linemen out in front. This time, just not able to get it going. It's a nice job of the defense to prevent a big play.
They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Looking to throw. It's Nussmeier. He'll throw it now. And the quarterback finds the tight end for the completion. The defense able to stop him. It's fourth down now.
Well, that's the thing with this guy. You've got the ability to flex him out. He shows his versatility, what he can do from that slot position. He could be the quarterback's safety blanket.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And that kick right down the middle. Can't hit it any better than that. And they add to their lead.
Now, I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. Not surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after building this big lead, they're set to kick it off. Return starts from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20, tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. This group is coming off a quick 3-and-out. Can they put something together in this drive? That's incomplete. Even on a first down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure.
Oh, it's another incompletion. Just something's missing with this offense. Cannot quite get into sync. And now we got another 4th down for this quarterback.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10. What can they do here to make it 3rd and manageable? 2nd down, we're going to throw it. Catch made in space. Look out. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 34.
Finally, good for them. They come up with a big play like this. Let's face it, offense has been at a premium for these guys. You wonder where plays like this have been all game long.
1st and 10 play coming up. To the air. It's Reed. Here's a target, and it's complete. And the gain just good enough for a 1st down.
Chris, here we are in the 4th quarter. These guys are trailing. Hadn't been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. 1st down, looking to throw the ball. Physical defending, that one falls incomplete, brings up 2nd down.
It's just so hard in these late game situations when you're trailing by this much to try to get the ball downfield against nickel or dime coverage. They're inviting you to take that underneath throw, hoping you burn the clock as you go.
2nd down play coming up. They'll run it from the gun. Tackled after a 3-yard gain, so it sets up a 3rd and 7. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a 1st down. Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. Locates the tight end. It's complete. They get the 3rd down conversion. 1st down now from the 37.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Looking to throw it on 1st down. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up 2nd down.
Love the idea of the defense getting more speed on the field, whether it's nickel or dime. Get as many defensive backs on the field as you can, and then sit back when you're working with this kind of lead in the 4th quarter. You don't want to give up the big play. Force them to throw underneath, tackle them inbounds, and keep that clock moving.
And he's going to take a shot down the left side. Catch made down inside the 10.
Hey, listen, this game isn't over yet. The defense can't get too comfortable with this lead, and I know the coach isn't content with giving up plays like that at any point in the game.
That huge play sets up a great opportunity. 1st and goal just outside the 5. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Moves out of the pocket. Motors all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
Chris, this is what makes this quarterback so dangerous. There's just only so much a defense can do to contain him. He is so fast. You can plan for it all you want, but planning and the execution are 2 different things.
Now they line up to kick the extra point. And there's the point after. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Anderson. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. They settled for a field goal last time. Let's see what they can come up with on this possession. QB decides to keep it here. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Oh, my gosh. Give this defense all the credit in the world. They had their eyes in the right position, playing assignment football. Quarterback just looking for daylight. Couldn't find anywhere to go there on the keeper on the option. Again, that's great assignment football by the defense.
They lose 3 in that play, so now it's 2nd down and 13. Important play coming up. That's reeled in. It's Durham. The defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down.
Chris, it's another nice pickup through the air. I thought they might be really just out to run the football here with the lead. But instead, they're electing to throw the football. Different routes, quarterbacks in rhythm. Really, it's almost an extension of their passing game.
Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. Caught behind the line, it's Anderson. Brought down to the 28, and it's good enough for a first down.
Well, why not, Chris? Here we are in the 4th quarter. It's 3rd down. This guy's been making plays all game long. Go back to him again, and it works out.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down.
Man, Chris, I don't know if that was a bad read by the quarterback or a bad route by the receiver. They got to get this cleaned up before the next time they go through the air.
Offense lines up for a 2nd down play off the incompletion. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Caught over the middle. It's Durham. Look at the speed there. They finally bring him down, but it's a nice gain. And Kirk, that puts him over 150 yards today. He's just putting on a huge show on a big stage.
Yeah, every time he seems to get his hands on a football, he's making big plays. They have built their offense around his playmaking ability, and it's paid off today.
This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. Finds his man. It's Anderson. They bring him down quickly. A short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker. Sixth play of the drive coming up. Grinding away with a running game. That play moves the ball across midfield to be set up for the first down at the 41.
Now this is how you put a game away. Already up multiple scores, now running the football this entire drive, eating up the clock. Really good chance here of putting this game on ice.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Grab behind the line. It's Sharp. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time. Now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. The guys up front lined up. It's first down. Looking to pass. It's Nussmeier. The pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Chris, not only really good coverage here by the defense, but I love their awareness. That ball is in the air, headed to the end zone, and the ball is separated from the receiver with the contact.
Offense facing a 2nd and 10. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Turns it loose downfield. Grab down the middle. It's Sharp. They bring him down at the 7. The offense set up now with a 1st and goal. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. 1st down and goal here. A touchdown just about puts this game on ice. In the red area, it's Durham. Stopped right there at the line. No gain. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. 2nd and goal for the offense. And the tailback's got it again. And it'll be Smoother right at the line for no gain. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. After a long drive, it's a third down. Is it a touchdown or a field goal? This is a 4-point play. Out of the gun now on third down. Pass caught. Can he get in? Can't quite make it. Forced out at the 2-yard line.
Well, I think you go with the safe call here with the out route. Quarterback's comfortable with that. I would have loved to see the receiver take that route a little bit deeper. Now it's 4th and short because he didn't take that route upfield.
So on 4th down now, out comes the field goal unit. The kick is good. He knocked it right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
So after adding to this big lead, they are set to kick it away. And it's fielded. Returner trying to create good field position here. They'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. Desperate times here. They need points, and they have to score quickly. Caught quickly. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 31.
We'll see if the defense stays in zone after that big play, or if they can change things up on this drive and get a little bit more aggressive.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense facing some serious urgency, trying to come up with a miracle late here. Fresh set of downs for the offense after that first down completion. The back's got it. And the defense smothers him for no gain.
Well, they keep trying to run the football, and they keep getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That has been a theme throughout this entire game. We've talked about it earlier in the game. It's not changing at all. They've become one-dimensional, and I think it's allowed this defense to really lock in on that quarterback.
Caught by the receiver. And they bring him down quickly, but that's a solid gain on the short throw.
You know, it's a nice completion, but it's kind of another short gain. The defense is keeping everything in front. I think the offense coordinator's got to find a way to take some vertical shots to get some chunk plays.
Offense sets the formation. It's third down. On the move now. Makes a nice move there. The sophomore calls his own number and keeps this drive moving.
Man, nothing is more aggravating for a defensive coordinator than this right here. You've got him. You got a chance to make a play on him, take him out of his rhythm, but instead, this guy gets away from that pressure, tucks it, and picks up some big yards.
Looking downfield, it's Reed. Running out of time in the pocket. And he just throws that one away. Took a big shot, but avoids the sack.
Boy, Chris, it has been tough sledding today for the old man under center. At this point, you just hope he's able to get out of this game healthy.
So after the incompletion, it's second down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Tackle is made, just a short gain after the completion.
Well, playing with the lead, good job by this defense to keep the receiver in bounds. Try to keep that clock moving, trying to secure a victory.
So the ball at midfield, and now the offense facing a third and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Pressure is coming. This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Now, this defense has done such a great job of disrupting the timing with this quarterback and his wide receivers. Sacked him multiple times, consistent pressure, just dominating performance.
So the coaches decided to go for it on fourth and long from midfield instead of punting and trying to pin the opponent back. Now looks deep left. He had all day. And the catch is made way downfield. That's a big gain, but they could have used that when this football game was still in doubt.
Well, Chris, here's an example of what we always talk about. On fourth down, the receiver's got to run a route beyond the sticks. Great awareness to know exactly where he is. Quarterback makes the throw. Receiver gets hit, but he's beyond the sticks for the first down.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball.
He makes the grab. They get him down, and that's how this game will end.
Pocket 0-0.
Well, this one, defied everyone's expectations except this lower-ranked team. Nobody gave them the chance not just to win, but to blow out this respected team.
They came in at the very beginning of this game. You can almost feel it, a chip on their shoulder. Every single possession, they seem to be locked in on both sides of the football. Now, what can they do with a win like this, realizing how good they are capable of playing? Be interesting to watch down the road.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.